Welcome to the Clickers Training Library. This is the third video in the series. In this session, we're going to show you how to conduct a Clickers-enabled PowerPoint presentation using the skills we learned in the preceding training videos. Within PowerPoint again, using the Clickers 2.0 software, select the Add-in tab and Clickers 2.0. The option we want is to assign remotes and preferences. Now this is a step you should always conduct in preparation for beginning a PowerPoint slideshow session. The way we've created user groups allows you to do this before the class starts so that you don't have to waste valuable instruction time doing it. And it's suggested to do this ahead of time. By pointing and clicking to select this option, a window will open. And you'll notice in the lower right corner of this window, it's going to be searching ports for the software. It's initializing your receiver. And in this case, a dialog box opened and the software dinged to tell us that no receiver is plugged in. It did not find a receiver. When I click OK, you'll see a notation in the bottom right corner that no receiver is found. What you should do in this case is check your receiver connection on both ends, both on the receiver and in your computer, to make sure it's connected. And then select the receiver button, click on it, and you'll see two options displayed, the infrared or the radio frequency style. You should select a receiver type that your kit is, of which your kit is. Infrared is what I'm using. When I click on this button, you'll notice that it will find the receiver. If your receiver is correctly connected, the message will go away. If it's not connected, they'll come back and tell you the software it wasn't found. You can use most features of the software without the receiver plugged in, but this running an interaction must have the receiver found. A convenient method to start a class is an ad hoc group. You can have an ad hoc group of participants log in with their remotes. By clicking the participants button, it opens up a window that prompts your users to press their login key or the exclamation point. And as they do, their number will display in the list. Now this requires each user to make sure that their number is engaged. When I click Save, only these 4 remotes will be able to participate in the interactive session. So it's important that each user click in. This can take up valuable classroom time and is an inconvenient way to load your software, but it's a quick way to do it either way. A good alternative is the Preferences option. By clicking the Preferences button, a new window will open with 3 different boxes. Let's talk about the Show Settings box first. There's a couple of options. By default, 2 of them are unchecked and 3 are checked. Let's talk about the Allow Users to Change the Answer function. When I click this box, this will allow the users to change answers. Now there's multiple schools of thought relative to which is the best way to use this function. The one functional use for this is in the advanced training session. There's a feature of the software where you can do a first response game. Some intrepid students may figure out that if they press all the buttons at once, they have a better chance of winning than actually knowing the answer and thinking through it. By making sure this box is unchecked, then users can only respond once and then they cannot change their answers, and that's for first response game an important function. Another option is counting unanswered as incorrect. If you load a group of all 36 remotes and only 5 people respond, when you select this option, unanswered the non-responsive remotes will be counted as wrong. That's great if you've preloaded the class and somebody's not participating and you want them not to get the points. But in some environments, it's good to have this option turned off because you want to actually get a read for how many people that responded did understand. And this will give you accurate statistics. The second box here, called Timer, is an advanced feature of the software. When you're using Question Bank and QList, this will bring a pop-up timer that will stop the interaction when the time is elapsed. It only works with Question Bank questions. It does not work with PowerPoint slide questions. So it's not a function we're going to demonstrate in this training series. The third box is the Select Group box, and this is the most powerful way to start the software. This section has a drop-down box, which when you click on the arrow will show you the groups that we created in our user video. You'll see there's the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 10 class that we created. If you point to it and click it to select, it will display in the box. When you click Save, a dialog box will open, and this is asking you if you would like to auto-populate this group. And this is the easiest way to start the class because you don't have to have the users click in with their remotes. It will automatically populate it with the 4 remotes that we included in that group. If any one of these is not participating, you can click on it to select it green. And if you want to remove it from today's interactive session, just click on the Remove Selected, and it will delete it from the list, just like this. If these are the 3 remotes you want to use in this interactive session, then click Save, and it will save those users to the interactive session. At this point, you've initialize the software. It's ready to respond. Clicking X will take you back into PowerPoint. Let's move our slide up to the beginning here. And we're now ready to start an interactive slideshow. To start the presentation, you should start your slideshow. You should always start your slideshow from the beginning. This is important in the Clicker software because we use a Microsoft Access database file that is communicated from PowerPoint, the time and date stamping of your actual PowerPoint presentation. And the PowerPoint software only communicates this from the first slide. If you ever stop an interactive session and want to restart, you should always restart from the beginning, and then using the PowerPoint go-to slide function, pick the slide that you want to go to in your presentation. So welcome to Clickers. We're now at the question slide that we created. And what we want to do is, in order to open up, when it's time to ask a question, in order to open up the interactive software, you point to the button that we inserted with Clickers, and you click on it once, left click. And what it will do is it will open up a window that displays to you your remote numbers that are part of this group. As you remember, we initialized it with 3 remote numbers, an advanced feature. And this response window would be populated with all 36 remotes if you used your IR36 default group. You see this little blue thing right here is a sizing handle. You can size your group however you want to be the size of your actual interactive session. As the remotes respond, you'll see they'll click green for registering. When everybody's clicked in, they'll all be turned green, and you just click on the advance button, point to and click on the advance button to stop the interaction. And what you'll see is the results window opening up. This is the summary window. It tells you that 67% correctly responded and 33% incorrectly responded, and the correct answer is C. If you point to and click to menu and then select remote averages, you'll see a screen that displays how everybody did. You can resize these columns and you can sort by any column. Let's say I wanted to sort all the people that responded, A and C, or if I wanted to sort by name. Now you'll notice here when we use the group by ID number, that would display the ID number. It does not display the name. There are several schools of thought relative to anonymity. Some students like not to have their name display that they got it right or wrong. Displaying this window to the students might subject Mr. Amel to being ridiculed for not knowing the simple answer to that question. So anonymity is something that how you create your groups is something you should give some thought to. Going back to the menu screen, the group averages will tell you cumulatively to this point of the presentation the understanding of your audience. We only did one question, but if we did two questions, this would be the accumulation, the aggregated accumulation of responses, percent right and percent wrong. At any point, clicking on resume takes you back to PowerPoint. Now there's two different styles of clickers, infrared and radio frequency. What we showed you was the infrared response window, which has remotes. Since the remotes are marked numbers 1 through 36, then it displays in this fashion. There's also a radio frequency style. The radio frequency has an unlimited kit style, and it displays to you the number of remotes, 3 out of 5 that responded, and it shows you it can show you a list of who responded and who didn't respond when you either collapse or open up that list. It's a different way of displaying it. It requires, the radio frequency does work functionally different. This concludes this training video.